Vegas, is he the 2019 version of Luka Doncic? I don't know, let's not put too much praise and hype on these young players, but Hero's showing he has all-around game, scoring from deep, pull-up game, and knocking down threes as well. 25 points, 7 of 15 shooting. He goes for 7 boards.
Pacers taking on the Hawks. Hawks scored Jordan Sibert, I should say. Only shot 4 of 16 from three-point in his first 2 games in the Summer League this season. Sibert would change that quickly, raining threes on Tuesday, heading from the left wing, then a deep 3 from the top of the key. Follows that with a 3 from the left wing. Shoots 7 from 9 from beyond the arc, 21 points for him.
All right, the best play from Tuesday came from the Blazers Jazz game. Nasir Little, 25th pick of the draft, rises up and watch this. Oh! We're talking about entire family trees getting dunked on.
Oh.
Josh Sharma, pardon me. Can we see it again? It was so good. Watch it on Instagram. But Anthony Simmons also 35 points, most by a Blazer in the Summer League in the last 3 seasons.
Nuggets of the Celtics. Taco's going to have a huge following. He looks pretty good so far. 7'7", looking pretty agile. Gets up, blocks a shot later in the game, using his size to bring down the ball. Slams it over the defender. That's not hard for him. Followed only 4 points on the day, but they were fun for the eye. Carson Edwards, the Celtics' 2nd-round pick out of Purdue, leading the way for the Celtics in scoring. He was having one. 23 points, 8 of 12 shooting from the field, 5 of 7 from 3 of the Celtics, rolling to win 95-82. So a little update for you, the AL winning the Midsummer Classic. We'll get to those highlights in just a few moments. But first, we got Tim Legler here, and we've got to talk about Russell Westbrook, because this situation right now, we know it is very possible he could be on the move. But the thing about Russell Westbrook is that he's so unique. So where does he fit?
Yeah, he's unique, and that means he needs a team with unique characteristics. And here's how I would define that. I don't think he needs to go to a team that's already a contender, because he's a very difficult guy to incorporate into what you already have. And if you're a contender, you must have a lot of talent already, and you think you've got good chemistry. I think he also is not going to go to a team that's lottery bound. That doesn't make a lot of sense either, the way that he plays. So you need to find one of those teams that's a 500 team, right? A team trying to get to the next level that's already got some veteran talent. For me, I think the Detroit Pistons would be a great fit. I think he does complement well with Blake Griffin. They can get up and down the floor. Blake likes to get out in the open floor and run. He can also be independent of Russell Westbrook and get his own offense. And even a guy like Andre Drummond, I look at, he's a guy that, to me, can get in some of that pick and dive game that Russell Westbrook excelled with Steven Adams in Oklahoma City as one of the best combinations in the league. So I think Russell Westbrook could be that type of electrifying talent that when you pair him with a couple other vets at those spots, and they don't really have another guard there that dominates the basketball, so the show is going to be his, and he can help get that team from a 500 team, maybe get them into the top 5 in the Eastern Conference, and certainly make them a lot more interesting, and also put people in the seats, because they've had a hard time since they went into their new building in Detroit getting people to come out to that building.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it. He's going to change a team, whether it's Detroit or another team. Free agency has been bonkers, right? Because we've seen so much player movement. From all those revamped lineups, who do you like the best?
I'm going to go with Utah, right? I know there's been teams that will get more attention. The Lakers and Clippers obviously jump out to mind. Brooklyn, what they did. I look at what Utah did, and for me, this is a team now, when you look at the perimeter combination of Donovan Mitchell, Mike Conley, and Bogdanovich, who I think was one of the steals of free agency. He was a guy that I thought several contenders should target because of his ability to knock down shots, and at 6'8", his ability to defend all over the floor. When you've got those 3 guys now on the perimeter and a true leader at the point in Mike Conley, I think this is going to be Donovan Mitchell's best year, because Mike Conley is going to teach him how to be a more efficient player. And then, of course, you've got Rudy Gobert, Defensive Player of the Year, back there in the lane, manning that, very well coached. That's a team to look for in the West. They now probably position themselves to get into that top 4, maybe even higher than that.
Yeah, they don't have the hype right now, maybe, but like you're saying, people are going to find out about them real quick. Okay, according to Woj, the NBA Board of Governors made a couple approvals on Tuesday. Here's the breakdown of what they've talked about. They've agreed to coaches' challenge. So here's how it goes. Each coach will get 1 challenge a game that can be used to dispute a called personal foul charged to their own team. It can also be used for an out-of-bounds violation or a goaltending or basket interference violation. Here's a kicker, though. Coaches must have to use a timeout remaining, or must have a timeout remaining to use for the challenge, and they will not retain the challenge even if it is successful. So what do you think of this idea?
All right, well, here's what it comes down to. There's a lot there to try to decipher if you're an NBA fan, but here's what it comes down to. So the out-of-bounds calls and any basket interference, offensive or defensive, you're not going to really see those have a big impact because anything inside of 2 minutes is going to trigger the initial league review that we have right now. So a coach clearly isn't going to use a challenge on one of those type of plays outside of 2 minutes. It can't be that important. But the foul call, this is where it's going to be really interesting, and it will potentially at some point early in the season, it's going to change the outcome of a game when you have a foul called on one of your players. A couple things could happen. Number one, obviously you take a look at it, you realize, a block shot maybe, when they called a foul, you're now going to get an opportunity defensively to retain possession of the ball. The other thing it's going to do, it's going to potentially allow a guy to stay on the floor if that was going to be his sixth foul, and they reversed that. So think of the implications of that. To me, if you're a coach in the NBA, you are keeping that one challenge you have because that's all you're going to get. That thing is staying in your pocket until you're in the last minute of the game, and you're going to save it probably for a foul call situation because everything else the league is already going to take care of with their current replay review.
Definitely enticing, and the NBA always forward-thinking, so interesting to see how it goes forward. Thank you, Tim. All right, Sean Livingston looking for a new home, according to Woj. He's been waived by the Golden State Warriors. Livingston wants to return for a 16th NBA season, and there's a bunch of teams who could use a savvy veteran. He won 3 chips with the Warriors. The 34-year-old averaged 15 minutes a game over the past 2 seasons.
In the latest edition of Harper's Bazaar, Serena Williams revealed that she reached out to Naomi Osaka